Broadcasts of Hiki No are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through Hiki No.
Next on Hiki No, stories from across our island chain.
Students from Kauaʻi High School remind us that there is a big wide world out there that exists beyond the borders of our screens.
Our phones distract us from the real beauty right in front of us, which makes each minute less memorable.
A story from Wheeler Middle School on Oahu proves that knowledge backed by research can lead to positive change.
Learn how to transform a coconut leaf into an ornament from artisans at Hana School on Maui.
Storytellers from Kamehameha School's Maui Middle introduce us to a band that goes beyond the music to create a sense of family.
Storytellers from McKinley High School on Oahu show us how the employees of a Waikiki hotel helped to create one of the largest hanging mobiles in the state.
Chiefest Kamehameha Middle School uncovers the massive cleanup effort along Kauai's iconic North Shore hiking trail.
And students at HP Baldwin High School on Maui tell the story of a young woman who was inspired to reveal the real person behind the makeup.
Stay tuned for these stories and learn about some of the people who have graduated from the schools featured in this episode of Hiki No
Can Do.
We're here on the campus of President William McKinley High School in the heart of Honolulu. One of our many famous graduates is from the class of 1934, Kwan McElrath. Mrs. McElrath was dedicated to improving the social conditions for the working and low-income classes of Hawaii. Some of her accomplishments include her initiative and passion towards the International Longshore and Warehouse Union in the 1930s, and the honor of recipient of the Ho'oulu Award for Outstanding Leadership in 2004. This story by students from McKinley High School on Oahu is about the new artwork hanging in the lobby of Prince Waikiki.
The Hawaii Prince Hotel Waikiki was established in 1990. 26 years later, they embarked on a full hotel transformation, rebranding to the Prince Waikiki. The new design is inspired by the hotel's rich history.
They discovered that before it was the hotel, 25 years ago, it was a muliwai. And that muliwai is a place where the fresh water meets the ocean, and it creates these undulations in the sand and the water.
Locally acclaimed artist Ka'ili Chun took inspiration from the muliwai to design the Hulali Ikala, the ceiling installation hanging in the new Prince Waikiki.
For me, the hinana I gravitated to because it's the baby o'opu. And also, I had a dream one evening, and it was about the reflection of the sun on the surface of the water. So I kind of took those elements as well as the muliwai and the little ripples that it makes.
Well, we did a lot of design work early on, making prototypes of different shapes, different materials.
We were given a framework to work with. So, came up with the copper, came up with the shape, came up with the form and the texture of the piece, or the pieces, and proceeded to make a model, a one-to-one model of this thing.
And we could figure out how we wanted to curve everything across the ceiling. Phase 2 was discovering that we should let the employees make some.
And I think just the process itself is Hawaiian, like
nobody builds a fish pond on their own.
Exactly.
So
it's all about the community and the family. And so when you're looking at the hotel and all of the employees and literally their families, participated in this, that's a very Hawaiian thing.
Once I got involved, it was just amazing. It was very exciting, I think, for us as employees to be a part of the whole art piece.
It was a nice way to kind of say, hey, this is where we are, and this is our people and our culture, and this is very important. And with this rebranding, I think it kind of moved right into that little niche.
The Hulali Ikala is more than just a piece of artwork in a hotel. It's a story hammered through memories by those with ties to the Prince Waikiki. This is Tyrone Alamod from President William McKinley High School for Hiki No.
Stay tuned after the show to find out what students who created this story learned from their experience.
Welcome to Central Oʻahu. We're here at Wheeler Middle School, home of the Spartans. We are a Hawaii State public school with a 97% military population. Before Mililani Middle opened in 1998, many students were bused from the Mililani area to attend classes here at Wheeler Army Airfield. One famous alumna is actress Maggie Q. Her credits include Rush Hour 2, Mission Impossible 3, and Live Free and Die Hard. But we know her as Tori Wu, a character in the Divergent movie, based on a popular young adult novel written by Veronica Roth. This next story by students from Wheeler Middle School on Oahu is about the process their student council followed to change their school's bell schedule.
Most schools have a rule against running in the halls.
Here at Wheeler Middle School, some students found themselves forced to break this rule to get to class on time.
Hurry up, we're gonna be late for class!
Students took their concerns to the student council, and after hearing a number of complaints, they decided to do something about it.
We did have to do some research. We had to calculate how many students came from one place to the other, so we actually had to time them to see if students can make it from one place to the other under 3 minutes without and with traffic.
The next step was to use the collected data to convince the teachers and administrators to be open to change. Once they got positive feedback from those adults, they moved forward to get approval from the Wheeler Middle School Community Council, or SCC.
The main purpose is to meet with the principal and review and approve the academic and financial plan for the school. We also review changes to policies that are brought to us by students or staff members, and we either approve or disapprove those. So the SCC is made up of several stakeholder groups. We have parents, teachers, and we also have the principal. Just recently this year, the students again came to us and had data, and they were very, very thorough in their data.
The data that popped up was 3 minutes and 25 seconds, and that did not go along with going from one place to another under 3 minutes. They knew what our issue was, they were following along, and they agreed to increase passing time because of what is going on here at our school.
In addition to getting 1 minute added to passing time for the 2017-2018 school year, the students also learned that they have a part in school policy making.
This is Ace Crane from Wheeler Middle School for Hiki No.
Hiki No is on Instagram. For show updates and a peek behind the scenes, follow us on Instagram at Hiki No Can Do.
We're here on the campus of Hana School located on the east side of Maui. Hana is known for being the birthplace of Queen Kauaʻi. At one time, she was the most powerful figure in the Hawaiian Islands. While Queen Kauaʻi did not attend Hana School, which was probably not formed yet, she is arguably the most famous person born in Hana. She was born in a cave at the base of Kauaʻi Hill in Hana in 1768 to Ali'i. The students from Hana School would like to share how to weave an ornament out of the coconut leaf.
The fruit of the coconut tree has always been an important staple in the Polynesian diet. Not only were the fruits used, but the leaves also served an important purpose. They could be used for mats, shades, hats, and even decorations. We're going to be using the leaf from the coconut tree to make a fish ornament. Grab 2 individual coconut leaves and a pair of scissors. Cut the thicker end of the leaf. Strip both sides of the leaf around the mid-rib. You should have 4 leaves in total. Take one of the leaves and fold it in half. Take another leaf, fold it, and put it through the opening of the first folded leaf. With the third leaf, wrap it around the second leaf. With the last leaf, do the same thing on the leaf you just did. The end should be pointing upwards and then put it through the opening. With using all 4 leaves, you should end up with a square. Next, flip it over. Fold the top end over, then fold the other leaves opposite way. The last strand should go through the under part of the first folded leaf. Tuck in the strands of each leaf to lock it in. In the end, you should end up with another square. Now, cut 2 sides that you want to be the head of the fish ornament. 4 remaining strands are your fish tails, which you can cut to any length you want. Now you have your own handmade fish ornament. This is Cassie Smith from Hana School for Hiki no.
The following story by students at Kamehameha School's Maui Middle shows how a man shares a lot more than music with his community band.
Music has the ability to entertain people, but for Glenn Kitagawa, music serves a much deeper purpose.
The name of the group I'm with is called the Maui Community Band. I originally got involved after bumping into my old high school band director. The age range of our members is fairly wide. Today it's the 6th grader all the way up to someone who's either 78 or 79 years old. At that time, I probably hadn't picked up an instrument for at least 20 or 25 years.
This self-expression helps Glenn to see music as much more than just notes and sounds.
It's a great chance for me to sort of break free from everything else that's kind of happening in the world. When you sit there and you play music, it's really easy to forget about everything that may have happened through the course of the day because you're focused on what's on paper, and you're also listening in to see how you fit in with others sound-wise. And I take a lot of pride in being able to identify with that and get to be as good as I can be.
Glenn spends his Thursday nights with people that he can relate to and who share the same passion.
Growing up, I was a rather quiet child, though some would argue the point. And I was looking for an opportunity to, maybe express myself.
He's also a mentor. There are people maybe that come into the band that aren't as experienced as he is, and he will help them. And he's a great person. What can I say?
Though he was a bit rusty with his instrument, everything came back to him naturally.
I started off playing the baritone or euphonium, and it's sort of like a mini tuba for people that don't know what it looks like.
Although music may come easy to him, Glenn faced obstacles as a child.
Growing up, when I was younger, we weren't fortunate enough to own our own instruments, so there were times where one was not available for me to practice. Other challenges were, of course, having the responsibilities that you have growing up, and also even at work or even for your family when you have kids, being able to take care of those responsibilities as well. Challenges physically with the music itself. As you get older, it gets a little tougher to play. Your fingers don't move the way they used to. Right now, the funnier part is being able to see the music. Fortunately, you just move the stand away and it gets a lot easier now.
English poet William Congreve once said, "Music hath charms to soothe the savage beast," but for Glenn Kitagawa, music intensifies his zest for life. This is Mackenzie Ventura from Kamehameha School's Maui for Hiki no.
We're here on the campus of Chiefs Kamehameha Middle School in Lihue, Kauai. One of our famous graduates is Kirby Yates, a professional baseball player for the San Diego Padres. Kirby was in our first 8th grade here at CKMS when we opened in the year 2000 and later played baseball for Kauaʻi High School. He was drafted out of high school by the Boston Red Sox and has played for a number of Major League Baseball teams over his career. He is currently a pitcher for the San Diego Padres. Kirby's older brother, Tyler, also played professional baseball. This next story is by our advanced media students in our media productions class at Chiefs Kamehameha Middle School and is about the growing problem of trash being left behind in one of our most beautiful spots in the island, Kauaʻi Valley.
Last year, we hauled out over 13,000 pounds of garbage.
A rise in hikers on the west side of Kauai has made the beautiful Kauaʻi Trail a dumping ground.
As more people came, you could see apple cores on the ground and plastic bags.
The Department of Land and Natural Resources has gone to extreme and expensive measures to haul out the trash.
We go in once or twice a month, and our guys go around and just start filling things in. We have deserted campsites, so they take all of that out. The helicopters charge us, state parks, $1,000 an hour. So helicopters, as you know, don't fit many people. And we also have to have sling loads. It comes out of the state parks budget, which is paid for by the taxpayers of Hawaii.
The trash left in the trail doesn't just affect the looks of the trail, but it also destroys the trail itself.
It's really destroying the Hawaiian culture. It's very disrespectful. Eventually, there will be nothing left.
It probably affects the flora and the fauna just by being there. I mean, who knows, maybe, like a little lizard might get caught up in a bottle.
The Department of Land and Natural Resources has tried to put a stop to the trash by putting up signs and banning jet skis.
They'll bring a boat so they can bring in their chairs and tables and their mattresses and make a home for themselves. And it builds up, because when they leave, they don't take it back with them.
And I know you're all going to say yes.
Our enforcement officers will go in and fine them and give them a citation, and then they have to go to court.
The efforts at the Department of Land and Natural Resources have made to clear Kalalau Trail are working. However, they can't do this alone. With education and awareness, they hope that the trail will still be here for generations to come.
And I just wish that everybody could take care of it as they would take care of their own home. It is all of our home. It's part of Kauai.
This is Colton Guzman from Chivas Kamehameha Middle School for Hiki No.
We're here at H.P. Baldwin High School in the heart of Wailuku on the island of Maui. Our home of the Mighty Bears is where the current Atlanta Braves catcher Kurt Suzuki made his high school debut as a baseball player. Before being drafted in 2004 by the major leagues, Suzuki, a 2001 graduate, played on Baldwin's baseball team as a catcher. Throughout his high school career, Suzuki earned many local, state, and sports titles. The next story by students from H.P. Baldwin High School on the island of Maui is about a teenager who redefines the standards of what beauty means.
I never felt fine with myself, but it was just something that I came across that I thought would make me look better.
Using makeup to hide insecurities is not uncommon, but for Riley Hubin, her self-confidence struggle began as a young girl.
I was bullied ever since I was a kid. I was born in the mainland. My skin isn't light. They either called me Muslim or a wetback. They called me the N-word. They would throw notes at me saying that I was stupid, ugly, no one would love me. Imagine being that young and having people just breaking you down because you were different.
Unable to recover, Riley's mentality only worsened.
I would hurt myself. I would burn myself. I would cut myself. I would hit myself and pull out my hair. I basically treated my body like clay. I was just trying to fit myself into like all these waist trainers and trying to mold my body into something else that wasn't mine.
Riley was then inspired to use makeup as a coping mechanism.
Seeing that my mom would wear it just to seem presentable, I thought that I could do the same thing. But then I started to become obsessed with a different picture. I absolutely hated myself. I really wanted to die.
However, an encounter in 2016 made all the difference.
There was the one incident where a girl walked up to me and she was like, "You're wearing a lot of makeup." At this point, I was just trying to embrace myself as much as I could. So I took a makeup wipe, I took it all off, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna face my biggest fear today, walk out there with a bare face, and just be me. It just took a while for me because I didn't know how to accept myself because I based myself off of other people's opinions. But now I'm just gonna flaunt my beauty and who cares what other people think.
Riley now hopes to inspire others when doing makeup professionally.
I would make it so that they look good to people around them, but also to themselves, because I don't want them to feel like they have to put on that facade. I don't think that makeup makes someone else's face look better, but your face makes the makeup look better.
Riley continues to wear makeup, but with a renewed perspective.
I feel like I can wear makeup just because I want to look better. Like, let's be real. Like, do you see this face? Like, it's great. It's glowing. I don't have to impress anyone else but myself. You're not going to change who you are simply by putting on this mask. Go out there and just live a little.
Comfortable in her own skin, Riley is finally both confident and happy. This is Caitlin Izumigawa from HP Baldwin High School for Hiki No.
We're here on the campus of Kauaʻi High School in Lihue, Kauai. The Kauaʻi High School Alumni Foundation's purpose is to help students learn and grow. The foundation sponsors an annual golf tournament, which is always successful in bringing our alumni back to the island for a day of fun, fellowship, and fundraising, which benefits current students with sports, scholarships, academics, and many other activities to help Kauaʻi High School be the best it can be. This next story by students from Kauaʻi High School is about how electronics aren't the only things we see, and give us a glimpse of what's to come when we can look past the screen.
Out of the 7 billion people living in this world, more than 4 billion own a cell phone. Look at us, thinking we have the whole world in our hands. We think we're capturing the moment when in reality, we are blind. For a phone fiddles with the photo, adding filters to nature's natural features. On average, people check their phones 100 times a day. But one who is addicted to their phone will check it more than 900 times a day. Remember as kids, when we didn't focus on videotaping our every adventure and posing for a picture. Our phones distract us from the real beauty right in front of us, which makes each minute less memorable. We had an expansion of imagination greater than what a phone holds. We focus solely on that tiny screen, trying to capture every single moment we fail to witness. Put down your phones and cherish what is around you. We are surrounded by some of the most beautiful creations. So capture with your eyes and replay in your minds, because you never get the same moment twice. It's a beautiful world, can't you see? Not through a screen or virtual reality. We are free. This world is given for us to see. Embrace what is beyond this screen and enjoy the bigger picture.
This is Tiffany Seguccio
and Brandon Marcos from Kauai High School for Hiki No.
We have come to the end of this episode of Hiki No. Remember, these stories were written, shot, and edited by students like us.
We hope you enjoyed watching them as much as we enjoyed sharing them with you.
Stay tuned after the show to find out what some students learned in the making of this show.
More proof that Hawaii students, Hiki No,
can do.
Broadcasts of Hiki No are made possible by the support of viewers like you. Mahalo. And by Bank of Hawaii Foundation, investing in Hawaii's future by promoting collaboration, critical thinking, and other 21st century skills through Hiki No.